Perfect. Mr. John Nkemnji,
Yeah.
Mr. Professor Dr. John Nkemnji. It's an honor to be with you.
Not too many names.
No, you
Just John Nkemnji
you
is.
deserve them. You deserve those titles. And I come from a country where I just finished I handed in my doctorate thesis, and it's the Germans are very, 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 very serious when it comes to academic titles because they earn them. So they deserve to be respected.
The Germans and the Italians, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
Thanks so very much.
Professor Dr. John.
Yes, I've read and heard a lot about you, and finally I get to meet you.
It's an honor for me. I've always been looking forward to it. I saw many books published, and when you get to the books, you always see Nkemnji Global Tech. Nkemnji Global Tech. You can see here, dear viewers.
Yeah.
I'm here for a very important function. One of the first African native bishop in the United States was appointed by Pope Francis on the 2nd of March 2021.
Which is great.
It was breaking because it had not happened before. Historic.
Yes.
So I took it upon myself to make the bishop known.
Which is great.
Yeah, so I'm trying to come out with a book.
I think the church is diversifying, and we really welcome that.
Okay.
The current Pope has done a lot to open up the church.
Exactly.
Take out the mystery there, know that it's there to serve the people, to invite everybody, both good and bad, into the fold, and we all look forward to that end salvation.
Oh, thank you so much.
And by promoting people from different races, different backgrounds, I think the Pope has done well.
Okay, I'm so impressed by that.
And you going around and interviewing, you make the bishop very well known,
Exactly.
which is great.
I'm happy to hear that. That's the intention, to make it known and to get impressions of different people on his appointment.
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
So before I go to my questions on the bishop, I would like to know more about you. Where were you born?
Fontem in Cameroon.
Oh, really?
The English part of Cameroon.
Of Cameroon.
Now in a big struggle.
In a terrible crisis.
Trying to gain their independence.
Yes.
Yes. I usually have a program that I watch.
Okay, I see. And it alarms at the particular
exactly.
time.
Because I'm someone who does so many things.
Wow.
So if I do not have the alarm to remind me,
You will forget.
I will just forget.
Wow, I see.
It comes up once a week.
I see.
Mondays at 7:30.
Oh my God. Dear viewers, I have the honor to conduct this interview with Professor Dr. John Nkemnji. He's an Emeritus Professor at the University of Wisconsin, and he's an erudite Catholic. He has a lot of experience back home of the ecclesiastical province of Bamenda, and we are going to get to know that in the course of our interview.
I went to Catholic schools at home.
Exactly.
I was a Catholic school teacher.
Okay, you see.
And I've continued with teaching.
Exactly.
After arriving in the United States.
Can you imagine?
I still keep in touch with the Catholic mission in Cameroon.
Yes.
I have friends who are religious
priests,
priests and so on.
So you were born in where? Did you go to school there for the primary
I
school?
went to primary school in Fontem.
Oh wow.
The Catholic school in Bele.
I see. How many years were you there?
Was there for, it used to be 8 years.
Okay.
I think they have changed the primary school system to 7 years.
7.
After 8 years, I went to Bojongo.
I see.
Teacher training college, still Catholic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who was the principal, if I may ask?
James Toba.
Monsieur James Toba.
Yes.
Of glorious memory.
Exactly.
May his soul rest in
Not too
peace.
long ago.
Exactly.
Yes.
He passed on.
In the US, I had the opportunity to visit Bota.
Oh, did you?
Met him there.
Oh my God.
Introduced myself. And he said, "Oh, this was one of my great students."
Oh, he remembered you?
He was there. Yes, yeah. Nobody can forget that name.
Okay.
I used to be editor of the local college paper.
I see, the local college of St. Paul.
Yes.
Interesting.
Mhm.
So you were publishing
Yes.
journals.
Yeah, we're publishing journals.
Who brought up the idea, if I may ask?
The students.
Okay.
Yeah. The teacher training colleges were a little bit different from the secondary schools. So in the teacher training colleges, the students actually manned the government and did many things, brought in innovations and set pace and did what they wanted to do.
I see. That's quite remarkable.
Yeah.
So you were there for 7 years?
I was there for 5 years.
Oh, and then what happened next?
After graduation, I went to teach in Tico.
Oh, I see.
A Catholic school. We used to call girls Catholic school Tico.
Oh, so from there you became a teacher immediately?
A grade 2 teacher.
A Catholic grade 2 teacher?
Yes.
Why is the formation of Catholic teachers different from government teachers, if I may ask?
The religious point of view.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
The discipline.
Exactly. They call the Christian values.
Exactly.
And moral values.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the main difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
From Tico,
yes,
I went to do the grade 1 in Kumba, GTTC.
Oh, I see.
And after that, I went to teach in Edea.
Wow, you went to the Francophone area.
Francophone area.
And you taught English.
I taught English to French-speaking students.
Interesting. How was the experience there with the French speaking? Did they value English?
Not as much as the English students value French. Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. So what happened next after there?
After there, I decided to further my experience in education. First, I tried going to the University of Boya.
Okay, you tried
teaching
and studying.
Oh. But my transfer from Edea to Yaoundé did not hold, and there was just no way I could study at the university still teaching in Edea.
Okay.
So I decided to come to the United States.
I see. So how was the transition from Cameroon to the United States? Did you have difficulties to get a visa?
Oh, no. At the time, it was easy for you to get a visa.
Okay.
If they knew you had a good background, you had a way to pay your fees. I think it was not as difficult as it is now.
Okay.
And many Cameroonians who came abroad at the time studied and went back to Cameroon to help.
Okay.
Yeah. It's only now that they know, because of the economic crisis, if people come abroad, they hardly want to go back.
I see.
And actually, when I graduated from from Wyoming, Laramie.
Okay. Where's that from?
That's in Wyoming. Laramie is the capital of city of Wyoming, which is a state in the U.S.
Wow, interesting.
I wanted to go back to Cameroon,
okay,
but I thought I should study some more.
Okay.
I moved from Laramie to Ames, Iowa.
Wow.
A neighboring state to Wisconsin.
Okay.
I did started with a master's there.
Okay. So you did a bachelor's in
Laramie, Wyoming.
In which particular course? Which specialization?
Education.
Okay. You're an educationalist.
Yes. Instructional technology.
Wow.
Communications.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you then went to do a master's in the same domain?
In the same area, yes.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Then after that you
went to Texas and I did a PhD.
Oh, in the same
area.
That's quite remarkable.
At that time, computers were coming up.
Exactly.
So I started specializing, and instead of communication in general, I specialized in instructional technology, teaching with computers.
Okay.
When I finished in Texas, I found a job in Wisconsin.
You've been here till today?
I've been here. Oh, I thought I was going to be here for a year or so.
You can imagine?
But 1 year after another, and I'm still here.
Wow.
Even after retirement, I don't think I'm going back tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you've been used to the place.
Not only used to the place, the situation back home.
Exactly.
When you go in, I think
massacre.
Yes, the massacre back home
it's inhuman.
Our compound in Fontaine has been burned down.
Oh.
Things taken out, stolen, and so on.
It's a terrible situation.
I don't know when that will be repaired. I don't know when the war is going to end. Yeah, it's a senseless war.
And it is 5 years now.
5 years.
Can you imagine?
Children are not going to school. Yes.
And
very few are going.
Left, right,
exactly. And those who are going to school, their lives are not really guaranteed. They can be killed at any time.
We pray for a swift and quick solution.
That's what we have been praying for. But it looks like those in power
yes.
do not want
They don't
listen.
They don't want him to objective.
And it looks like they are being controlled from somewhere else.
Exactly.
Because if they really cared about their population, they will not be killing them. For what? Tell me why they are doing that.
Oh my God.
The crisis started as a request for
it's a peaceful demonstration.
good education, good courts.
Yes.
Or instead of sending French teachers to come teach English students.
And that's a domain, so you know what that means.
Sure. If you are teaching somebody in language you don't understand, how can you really do a good job teaching? I have been writing a lot on education.
Okay, I'm impressed.
And I know the education we go through is not education that will make us develop well and build ourselves and build our nations. So we need to rethink the whole system.
Okay. I'm so impressed by you.
But those in power, for some reason, they don't want any change.
Which is quite abnormal.
It's abnormal. Yeah. One short thing in human life is change.
Exactly.
And if we do not embrace change, we do not welcome change, what do we think we are really doing?
Oh my God. So during your studies in at Bojongo, did you ever see any bishop?
Yes.
I hear the time was
Bishop Awa.
Exactly.
Yes. He used to come spend some time in Bojongo.
Okay.
Monsignor Toba was his good friend.
Exactly.
He used to come there for retreats.
Okay.
There's something that happened.
Tell me.
The Bakuri culture, one of our good friends, a student, was missing.
Oh, really? Missing in school?
Missing.
Oh my God.
Nobody could trace him.
Oh.
So they believe that the native culture also had kidnapped him for some reason.
Okay.
Bishop Awa came and spent a week with us because the students were really frightened.
Okay.
And we're trying to balance church and culture.
Okay.
And he was telling us to be calm and that the boy was just missing and he would be back and so on.
Yes.
Yes. And the juju people were there doing their own juju.
Oh my God.
As young people who really did not know what to believe.
Exactly.
But the students who were from the area really believed that he had been taken away by some evil forces.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did that situation end?
If they finally discovered him sitting somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Was it normal?
He was really confused.
Oh my God.
That was during the rains.
Okay.
But he was very dry.
Wow.
There was no shade, there was no, nobody knows what he was eating. And he was missing for about a week.
And he was alive?
He was alive.
So what did he say?
His close, he did not know why he was there. He did not know he had missed school. He did not know his friends were looking for him.
That's serious.
Sometimes you don't know what to believe.
So apart from that experience, did you ever meet the bishop? Did he confirmation and all that?
Yes. I met him a number of times.
Okay.
Yes.
And I saw a wonderful letter he wrote to you. That shows how honored you are. And
he wrote the letter to me when I was already in the U.S.
Exactly. That's what makes it very special.
Yes. And that was in reply to a letter we had written to him.
Okay.
Following the crisis he had with Reverend
Etienne Kumba.
Yes, and the Maranatha.
And you were the president of LECA?
I was the president of LECA.
Then?
Yes.
Wow.
And students, the population asked me to write the bishop. Okay. Because it was becoming a problem between the bishop and the Bangla or the Lebialem people.
That's true.
Yes. After Etienne was taken away from Bojongo, he was sent to Bamenda.
Exactly.
Instead of being kept in Boya.
Exactly, his diocese.
Yes. He was asked to do a number of things, which he did.
Exactly.
The bishop did not seem satisfied.
Okay.
He just sidelined him and sent him to his father's house. And Etienne did not want to leave the Catholic Church. So a number of people had to appeal to the bishop. and I was one who wrote forcefully to him.
Okay.
And after a while, he replied to me and said there was going to be reconciliation.
Oh, I'm happy to hear.
I'm glad that there was finally reconciliation.
Yes. Oh my
Yes.
God. Wow. So you came to the US.
Yeah, he came to the US and was studying in California.
Okay.
But that was after a while.
Exactly.
They had suggested that he could go study in Rome, he could do this, he could just be obedient and go become a parish priest.
That's true.
And I think he obeyed, he did as much as he wanted. But the population back at home were in desperate need of counseling,
Exactly.
of somebody who could pray for them, who
And he
could
has
pray
a
with them.
master's in counseling.
Yes, yes. And a year he even had prayed for Cardinal Toomey.
Okay.
He had some problem with his leg.
Leg.
Yes. And for many other priests and religious and lay people, and many confess that following his prayers they got well.
Yes.
So I really don't know what the bishop wanted from him.
Even my grandmother.
Good.
Yes.
Yes. So it
was
goes back
a terrible
to
crisis.
it goes back to that experience in Butru
Exactly.
about church and tradition and so on. Yeah.
Wow. I'm very happy you've elucidated that incident and trying to relate it with church and culture.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
We are part of the culture,
Yeah.
you know. We can,
Blind obedience. I think that's what the Catholic Church deserves of its priests.
okay.
But sometimes you need to allow them to think freely,
Exactly.
especially if they are helping the community,
Explain
if
what
their
it is.
services are being demanded. If you look at those old priests who came to Cameroon, some of them were carpenters, bricklayers, road diggers,
Exactly.
like Father John the Road.
Yes.
If they said all they were going to do is mass and mass, the place would
Would
not
not have
have been
developed.
open or it developed. Yeah. So if a reverend has some talent that is given by God, allow them to shine.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a very important point. They are human beings.
They are human
And
beings
they have talent.
and they have talents.
And they are
Everybody
for the
is blessed
common
with
good. Something
extra.
big.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Some of them are just great intellectuals.
Yeah.
Allow them to go teach or write or research.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you, the bishop, cannot do what a priest in your diocese can do not say no. He's overshadowing me.
No. It's
Yeah.
all about the church, serving the church, serving
Exactly.
everybody.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for that important contribution.
Yeah.
So you were here in the educational setting and you were successful, and after your retirement you have been doing a wonderful job of publishing. You can see here some books which you have published through the Nkemnji Global Technology. Tell me where that passion, when did you discover that? When did you become interested in publication? Because it's really a legacy.
I think it's a legacy and it continues.
Okay.
I realized that we had very few publications in Africa, the cradle of civilization, with a lot of knowledge.
Exactly.
And much of what was going on was oral literature.
Nothing written.
And our experts were dying
With them.
lots and lots of knowledge.
That's true.
In 81, when I went to Cameroon to visit as a student from the United States,
Okay.
I wanted to send back postcards to my friends here.
Okay.
Search
Couldn't
a
find-
lot, and I could not find any postcard.
Oh.
So I said, I'm a good photographer. Let me take some pictures, come out here and do postcards.
Okay.
So I started by publishing postcards, travel
okay.
postcards.
Cameroon mountain sites.
Cameroon, yes, Boya, and the rest from them. So many areas that I have postcards online.
That's quite remarkable.
Then from there, I said, okay, let's do some publications. As president of LECA-USA,
Yes.
we used to come present papers.
Okay.
And I thought it would be a good idea for us to gather those papers into manuscripts.
Okay.
And also as a non-profit group, we're expected to come up with an annual report every year.
Yeah, about what is happening.
Sure.
Oh.
And that really helped many people know more about LECA at the time.
Exactly.
The embassies, we used to invite people to come from Cameroon to present, and it served as a good public relations.
Wow.
Yeah, it also helped motivate those talented LECAs, people who could publish. They had a venue that they could publish.
Exactly.
So that's how things have been going.
Wow.
And now, as a retired teacher, I have all the time to to work on publications.
I see.
Yeah.
And I'm so impressed by this publication. The Hard Struggle for the Catholic Priesthood. This was a book that was written by Monsieur Luc Atang about his experience of priesthood. It was published in Macacos in Douala. I remember the copy was not as professional as this one. Look, this one have clean pictures. It's so remarkable.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Chris Atang, who is a relative of Monsignor Atang, knew what I was doing, and he said, "John, my brother wants a publisher." I said, "Oh, I would have published his book," and that's how we got that out.
This is wonderful. It looks very clean. Then you have Lebialem Issues and Challenges at Century End.
Yes, this was edited by Fonkem during one of our LECA events.
I see.
When Lebialem was made a
division
after a lot of struggle.
Oh my God.
We were trying to reflect on what challenges are there and how we can move the division out. And that's why you have that 99. Many Cameroonians call Lebialem 99.
Exactly.
Saying that they are capable or they are intelligent.
They're extremely intelligent.
And we made fun of that title, but at least it's teaching.
Yeah.
There are some articles in there that really show that the Lebialem people are capable, both at home and abroad.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Then we have Lebialem Development Partnership.
Yes. We were trying to help develop Lebialem, and we needed to work with people back home. Exactly. That's why that title was coined up, Lebialem Development Partnership.
Okay. Wow. This is exemplary. And we have Lebialem Education Partnership.
Yes, we've been investing a lot on education in Lebialem.
Okay.
So we think partnership is really good. Those abroad and those at home have to work hand in hand in order to help raise standards.
Why do you think education is primordial and of utmost capital importance?
Education is very important because that helps us reflect, grow, and change for ourselves, for our society, and for the world. We believe an educated citizenry is able or is better equipped to develop itself and society and to live in harmony with others.
Exactly.
Yes. You have people now going to the moon, inventing a variety of things. Without education, that would not be possible.
Wow.
Back in Africa, in Cameroon in general, we have these old, intelligent people who die with the knowledge in their heads. Because they could not read or write or pass on that. If they were educated in some format, then we will be able to look at our traditional medicine people. We'll be able to talk about that mystery between science, religion, and culture. So I think education is really, really important for the development of any society you believe in. A lot of money is being invested in education worldwide. We want to see, yes, what that investment does.
Wow, that's quite remarkable. Education.
I believe in everybody being a lifelong student or learner.
Ongoing.
Because things just keep changing.
And life is a learning process.
Exactly.
We learn every day with our experiences.
Yes.
I'm so impressed. Now this is Lefwa in Lebialem, Decline or Transformation. This is quite interesting. This was edited by Fonkem Achenka.
Yes. The culture in Lebialem.
Yes, Professor.
Some people think that it is declining. Some people think that it's just changing.
Okay.
In this publication, we have over 10 contributors.
I see.
Arguing that title. Are we moving ahead? Are we just doing something different? Are we moving behind?
I see.
Yes, and that, as you said, that was edited by Fonkem Achenka.
I see. Wow.
I have an article on education.
Oh, I see.
And in my article, I think that the education that our chiefs are currently getting has helped bring down the fuel.
Oh.
If you look at those chiefs who did not go to what we call white man's school, okay. They went to school somehow. They were schooled in the culture by their parents. If you knew your child was going to succeed,
yes,
you showed him what you learned or what you sent him to go learn this and this from the elders or so.
That's true.
And when they took over from you after you had gone, they had to continue with that tradition. But now we have young chiefs in schools, in foreign schools, and we bring them back to continue with the tradition. And they are torn between the tradition and what they have learned in this white man's school.
Or politics.
Yes. Well, they are involved in politics.
Can you imagine that?
Sure.
It didn't happen.
They want to earn a living. But in those days, or in the olden days, all what we had belonged to the palace, belonged to the chief.
Exactly.
And all what was in the chief's palace belonged to us. We used to go there and the chief would entertain us. But at the moment, if you go there, if you don't know anybody there,
you can be
you may not be entertained.
Oh my God.
The chief is looking at how do I buy a phone? How do I buy a car? How do I maintain this? How do I fly for vacation?
Exactly. Oh.
Yeah.
That's serious.
And people are saying, oh, if this is what the chief is concerned, why must I give him what the products from my farm or what my talent? Why must I can't do free labor for him?
Okay. Yeah. That is serious.
Yeah. So if we have to change,
yes,
I think the education that the chiefs are receiving has to change too.
They have to be very, very serious, and they have to be custodians of culture.
You use the right word.
It's custodian.
Yes. And not just professionals for themselves. I can work with the government and get my money, and I don't care about the public. No. You did not put me there. You did not elect me.
Can you imagine that?
Yes. But in those days, with the education that the chiefs received traditionally, they knew that they were serving the people. Without the masses, they would not be chiefs.
Wow.
And the people knew that without the chief, their society would not hold together.
That's true.
We need to come together and pray for rain so that our crops can come. But now you talk to a chief, say, we don't need that. We don't need such prayer. That is a primitive belief.
Can you imagine?
And primitive belief has its place.
Yes.
Yeah. If it's primitive. Yeah.
Wow. That's serious.
Some of the very, very bad things that are coming to our community now, nobody, science cannot even explain.
Yeah. It's quite.
Yeah.
The culture has been some funds. You see people, you see them shaking hands.
Sure.
I mean that respect is
eaten in public.
Can you imagine?
Yes. Being controlled by young people who have left Enam.
Okay.
Yeah. The palace never traveled. The palace never went anywhere. But the small Jindan will tell the chief to come.
And he will go.
Do things, and he will go report because he believes without that they may lock him up or they may do. We know a number of chiefs who have been hurt or who have been harmed.
Yes.
Yeah, palaces which have been burned down. That was unheard of.
Exactly. They were paramount. They had their
sure.
They were totally. They had their
jurisdiction, exactly. Their power, their authority.
Which the state.
They even believe that their powers came from God.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They could do divination and so many things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this book is quite remarkable.
I think this book, every Lebialem person should try and read a copy of Lebialem.
Oh my God.
Decline or Transfer. And I pray the editor for that. He worked so hard to put it together. He himself is a chief.
Exactly.
And he believes we need to take care of our culture.
He's a custodian of the culture.
Yeah, he's a custodian.
Very distinguished.
Anybody who wants to succeed and become a chief, who wants to be promoted to be a chief, must have that cultural goal in mind. Yeah. It's not just the title.
No.
The functions are there.
You must live to it.
Yes, you must perform those functions.
Interesting. I quite enjoyed the article about the illiteracy, elitism, and the disintegration of chiefs.
Yes. Elitism is not too good.
Okay.
Yes.
Why do you think it's not too good?
You think you know everything. You think you're above everybody.
Okay, no, that's
You think you're a class by yourself.
Okay, that's not good.
Even if you go to school,
that's true.
The teacher learns from
the
student. The student learns from the teacher. As I said, education is lifelong.
Okay.
So if we have this chief who for some reason becomes employed by the government and is able to raise a lot of money and think that he's up and everybody is down.
Oh.
And that's not going to work.
That's quite interesting. And finally, development and cultural transformation in Lebialem.
Yeah.
This was edited by you.
Yeah.
Tazi.
Exactly. It talks a little bit about the culture.
Okay.
It talks about development and what we are doing, how our culture fits in with the development, what we can do to help people back home and to help ourselves abroad.
Wow. Yeah. It's quite remarkable. Covers so many issues here. State of LECA-USA by you, chieftaincy keynote speech from Fundamental, the decline of the 4 by from Nkemnji the first address by Hon Dr. Michael Adobegang, MP.
Yeah, he was MP for Lebialem at the time.
Interesting.
Yes.
Real Wives in Sociocultural Integration by Franqueta.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's an anthropologist.
Okay.
He's a traditional leader too.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, he knows a lot about the Four.
That's what I really admire about the Mwe people. They are both traditional, they're erudite traditionalists and academics.
Yes.
That makes them holistic.
It makes them, sure. You have to apply what you learn.
Okay.
Yes. You have to apply and you have to keep researching, seeing how you can improve.
Okay. Really? Can't say no, I've reached.
No, and you can never reach or attain a level that you don't need to study anymore, you don't need to read anymore.
Wow.
As president of LECA, I always encourage the young people coming from home, not just to come here and look for money to help
exactly,
home, but to come here and go to school and educate themselves.
That's an important point, which unfortunately,
not many. There are so many distractions. If you're not disciplined, you won't be able to go to school.
Exactly.
Especially at a certain age. Yeah. You need that discipline.
Okay.
You need to know what you are trying to achieve. Sacrifices.
You need to know your destination.
Exactly.
Then you work for it.
Yeah.
Wow. That's quite impressive. Then you have your LECA-USA financial report. That's financial report. Lebialem Element. Yes, that is by Alemofo.
Yeah.
Lebialem Elements in the USA by Philip Tazi. Quality of Life in Lebialem by Dr. Ashwat Tasso. Wow, this is quite impressive.
He resides in London.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had people writing from Cameroon, from Europe, and from the US, from Canada, from all over.
This is quite remarkable.
Yes. And we used to have people attend our conventions from all over too.
Yes, I heard about that, and I saw many pictures, videos.
Yes.
It used to be very, very ceremonial.
It used to be, and we used to invite a lot of presenters from Cameroon to come to conferences here. And again, getting a visa was not a problem because of the public relations we
exactly that you have had with the embassies.
Yeah.
So dear viewers, as you can see, if you have any book you want to publish, don't waste time to you just go to not LECA.USA, but could you tell them how they could contact you?
ngtpress.com.
Okay, ngtpress.com.
Yeah, that's the short form of Nkemnji Global Tech.
Please, if you have any book you've written, you want to publish, go to that website and make yourself heard. Leave a legacy, a literary legacy for future generations to read. I think it's extremely important. I was talking the other day about an incident. Somebody wanted the biography of a priest back home in Boya diocese, and they could not give him.
Yeah.
They said they don't have. I said it's not possible. People need the documentation.
One of the publications we are doing is about the Lebialem development.
Yes.
And I wanted to get into the religious aspect.
Okay.
Reverend Father Charles Archer
Yes,
was the first Lebialem priest, as we know, Catholic priest.
That's true.
It was because of him that Father John the Road helped with the road construction from Chang to Fort Taban.
For his first mass.
Yes.
No, for his ordination.
For his ordination.
Exactly.
And first mass too.
Can you imagine?
From there to down to Nkemnji and so. So I wanted to document that.
Okay.
But the ashes could not give me pictures. They could not give me anything.
Can you imagine?
But I had to go through various friends.
Okay.
Yeah. The 4 Cameroonese, I think, published in Douala,
yes.
were able to get some information from them.
Okay.
And some of the friends in Lekundem,
yes,
which is a labor association in the US, they help with that. I have been trying to gather the list of all those priests that came from Lebialem or that have come from Lebialem since we break away from Bete, and it's not been an easy task.
Can you imagine?
Literature is important.
It's absolutely.
Yes.
And in Europe and the US, you know, you just go online, you see websites.
That's true.
Dioceses have everything.
Yes.
But we are still lacking behind.
We are lacking.
Things happen, we don't write down, and they get forgotten.
The archives that used to be in Boya and Yaoundé, I don't even think they exist today.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
it's quite.
There is a need for us to preserve our culture and literature and our knowledge to pass it on to the young generations. If not, a people without a culture does not know where they are going.
Exactly.
So,
I'm very impressed with all this work you are doing. This legacy you are living. This legacy that you are
building up.
You're giving.
Many people have been helpful too.
Okay. Would you like to mention some?
We talked about Fonkem being one.
Yes, I can see his name almost everywhere.
Yeah.
He's a great writer.
Either he is editing or he's contributing to
prolific writer.
Yes,
also.
He's a good writer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was so blessed to be with him for 2 days.
He's a good friend.
I had a wonderful interview with him.
He's a good researcher. Yeah, he tries to balance tradition and academics, which is good.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. Wow. Excellent. So you are retired and you are doing this wonderful work. It's quite admiring. I really thank you for that. What message do you have for our young writers back in Cameroon? There are some young writers, but they don't write anything. They have the talent, but they don't write.
Publication in Cameroon is not easy, even school books.
Yes.
I had a friend, Anukam.
Yes, we know Anukam very well.
Yes, he did a lot to help with the publication in Cameroon.
Okay.
Currently, he is not more there.
Okay.
But I think Anukam publishing is still going on.
Yes.
There are quite a good number of other publishers.
The Cosmos?
Cosmos. Recently, there are about 10 publications from the Lebialem, or publishers from the Lebialem.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
Wow.
They really assisted UW-USA.
Wow.
With books.
Quite remarkable.
With the absence of full institutional education going on, UW-USA is trying to encourage the establishment of community schools.
Okay.
So the CEO, Terence Atem, wrote to some of the publishers from the Lebialem, and they were able to contribute textbooks for the schools.
Wow.
Currently, we have a community school in Belanga.
Wow, that's quite remarkable.
Yes, just 5 classes.
I see.
But at least those children were just staying at home and are able to come in and
learn.
Wow. And those publishers from the Lebialem help with textbooks and some finances.
Quite remarkable.
Yes. I belong to the education committee of UW-USA.
Okay.
And we are exploring ways by which we can help our young kids who are just staying at home find something reasonable to do, to study either through satellite or through phones or tablets or so, or gather together even to tell stories.
Exactly.
Instead of just stay at home.
An idle mind is a devil.
5 years of no school, I think it's not too good.
No, it's terrible for the.
I'm sad that the grammar school,
yes.
Cedar Wisdom, they are not in session. And what are those students doing? Even those who have gone to the French-speaking zone to study, we have two educational systems which are not similar.
And the language too.
The language, so many barriers. The goals. The French school system looks to be more of indoctrination.
Okay.
So you can say yes.
Yes.
I don't really think those who go through the French system have that inquisitive mind, as opposed to those who go through the English system.
They don't ask questions, they just say yes to everything.
Exactly. And we are hoping that it will not be French or English, it will actually be a Cameroon system.
Okay.
Where we are able to use our local resources to develop and to grow.
Wow. I'm so impressed with this.
One of the friends I've published with, Chris Atan.
Okay.
He used to be at the Institute of IPA, Rural Development in Boya.
Exactly.
And IPA did great for us.
I see.
Before the amalgamation of the French and the English system in primary school and secondary school.
Wow.
Yeah. Works by IPA needs to be encouraged. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
IPAR.
I see.
Wow. It's a French abbreviation.
Wow. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Dear viewers, we'll come to the first part of this interview. We're going to continue after a short break. Thank you very much for having listened. I'll be back again.
Okay.
Professor Nkemnji. Professor Dr. Nkemnji, it's an honor to be with you again.
Thanks so very much.
After this break.
That's okay.
So you could refresh and continue with a lot of motivation to enlighten. We're here to enlighten.
Yes.
Because people hardly read anymore.
As a teacher, I'm happy with that effort to enlighten the public.
Thank you very much for your openness and your willingness to enlighten and illuminate the public on educational issues.
Yes.
Which is a legacy too.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Much of my life has been spent in education.
That's what we heard.
I had great teachers.
Can you imagine?
And I want to be one of those great teachers too.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I'm so impressed.
I believe in education.
Dear viewers, I'm speaking with Professor Dr. John Feudjio Nkemnji. He was an associate professor of educational technology at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. Professor Nkemnji is a graduate from UT Austin with a PhD in curriculum and instructional media. So he's an expert in media. He's also a researcher, consultant, and media services director with an interest in multicultural issues and educational publishing. As you can see concretely, these are all his, thanks to him, all these books have been published. These are books on education, on culture, and they're going to be a legacy for the next generation to read. Because we have been too used to oral history.
Exactly.
But people die and we don't...
And there's no continuation.
Can you imagine?
The books are not just in print, they are also online.
Oh my God. Can you see? That's quite remarkable.
Yeah.
So I want to move to the second part of this interview. It has to do with, I've been told that you are an erudite follower of the folklore movement.
Yes, I am. Given what they did to Lebialem.
What did they do, if I may ask? I know, but I want you to enlighten those who don't know.
Yes. When you think of what they did to Lebialem, one of their movies, Miracle in the Forest, sums up perhaps what they have done to Lebialem.
I see.
The people of Lebialem in their hilly terrain were almost neglected by government development.
Okay.
Fontem de Femme.
Okay.
Prior to 1966.
1966.
Went to Bishop Julius Peters.
Okay. Then Bishop of Boya.
Yes. And said...
how did he go, if I may ask? Did he trek?
Oh,
did he take
he took a car. From Fontaine to Boya, it's not an easy
exactly,
journey.
To live on foot.
Yes. So he knew about this bishop. He knew the works of the Catholic Church. And he knew that playing with the government had not helped in any way. So he thought working with the church will have.
I see.
Julius Peter did not give any promises, but said he was going to look into that promise.
Okay.
And he knew that the Lebialem people were very, very hardworking, educated, and so on, but they were almost neglected. Many of the students who left Lebialem went to Sase and were shining.
Okay.
So Julius Peter said, I will reach back to you. Okay. He looked around and looked at various Catholic charities or Catholic groups, and looked at one which was in Italy.
In Italy?
Yes, the Focolare movement by Chiara Lubisch.
Chiara Lubisch, she was the founder.
Yes. She came to visit Fontaine.
Oh, she actually came.
She came to visit. Her first trip there, people received her.
I saw the video.
Yes. She stood somewhere at Bele and looked down at Nkemnji after the site had been decided for them to establish.
Okay.
And she was just so impressed.
Wow, so she came to intervene into the situation of the people dying?
Exactly.
So a hospital was established?
She came with a hospital.
Wow.
She came with a secondary school.
Can you imagine?
She came with a small mill.
Wow.
The first hydroelectricity in that area was done by the Focolare.
Okay.
At the time, I used to be a PT.
I see.
In Bele.
Okay.
So when the Focolare people came, they were staying with us in the same area.
Wow.
Their first hospital or dispensary was at late Feudjio's building.
Did they speak English or Italian when they just came?
A mix of all French, Italian, English.
Well, so they were learned people.
Yeah, they were. Oh, they could not speak English well.
Okay.
Yes, but they learned.
They learned.
Yes, I remember when the grandmothers went to consult.
Okay.
The language barrier was there.
I see.
Those Fontaine people who were working in the hospital did not understand a lot, but they had some typical prescriptions for tropical medicine.
I see.
And that's what they will quickly write for you and so on. But as time went on, they became very proficient in English and also in even Bawa.
I really admire their integration skills. So they ate the food of the people.
They ate the food, yes. They live with the people.
Wow.
They did everything.
Quite remarkable.
They tried to attract Bawa people to join the movement.
Okay.
And Bawa people really did not know much about the movement. They had known about the priesthood. You go in and you don't get married and you abandon your family or whatever.
Yes.
So when they came in with their new life, that all may be one, the Bawa people did not easily join them.
Wow.
Very few did. A few Bawa people joined them. Martin Kafu.
Exactly. Who is now professor in the Lateran University in Rome.
Exactly. He's a good friend.
Okay.
He was one of the bravest ones who said, "Oh, I'm going to do this."
Did you know him as a young boy?
I knew him as a young guy. Yes. We've been friends for a long time.
Okay.
So when he joined the movement, Chiara was just so impressed.
Okay.
I took him as his own son and did marvelous things for him.
Wow.
And Professor Nkemnji has done marvelous things too for Bawa and for the Focolare.
He's a professor of African philosophy.
Yes.
So he's promoting our culture too.
And he's written a very good book.
Okay.
He helped with internet in Lebialem. He's done a number of items. He helped institute the study of Italy in Lebialem so that they could have exchange students. Yeah.
Wow, that's quite remarkable. That's great.
Yeah.
So that all may be one. That's the motto.
That's the motto of
Focolare.
Yes. They are not just Catholic. They try to bring all the religions together.
Communistic.
Yeah, if we are all serving one God,
exactly.
then there should be no big difference between a Muslim, a Protestant, a Catholic, a Baptist, or full gospel, or those other things.
That's a good point.
And I think the Focolare have done a lot. The Pope knows that. And if we talk about ecumenism, the first group to stand out would be the Focolare movement.
Wow, that's quite remarkable.
Yeah. So with that development, with the idea that they had really helped the Lebialem people, I became interested in them, attended some of their meetings, attended some of their functions.
Okay.
And that's how I got hooked into them.
Wow, I'm so impressed.
Yeah, as a
So
LECA member,
yes.
we invited them to come talk to us. We went and talked to them.
Wow.
I even had a trip to Italy to present to them.
Tell me more about that trip. How was it?
We spent a week there.
So you landed in Fiumicino, which is the international airport?
In Italy, yes,
exactly.
In Rome.
In Rome?
Yes. I went with about 10 Bangla people.
Wow, that was quite remarkable.
Different fields.
So you people, did somebody come and pick you guys up?
Yes, the arrangement was for people to pick us up.
Yes.
We lodged there. Oh. We went around to look at different things, went to the piano, went to, I don't know, those names are not where Kiara really grew up as a child.
I see. I don't know where she was buried, in the Coca di Papa. That's where she was buried. If I went to that chapel, and the body is...
At the time I was in Italy, she was still alive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever see her?
She talked to us via video. She was really getting old at the time.
Okay.
And her commitments were just so many. But she addressed the session by video.
So gratitude should be given to Fond de Femme for having intervened to the bishop and to the bishop too.
Yes, Fond de Femme, Julius Peters and Kiara herself. Yes.
Wow, that's very remarkable.
And when Kiara came to Lebialem, she was able to network with Fond de Femme.
Okay.
And later on with the success of Fungi4 and also Fungimeter.
Okay.
So you have this mutual pact of understanding between Fungi4 and Fungimeter and Kiara.
Wow, that's quite remarkable.
And many Bangla people now know what the folklore are about, and many of them are rushing into become part of the group. But when they came in, we really did not
know what it was all about.
And that's basically why the Lebialem people did not join the movement.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me more about the speech you gave when you went to Rome for the folklore movement.
I was looking at the role Seed of Wisdom has played in the development of education in Lebialem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you shed some light on those roles?
Yes. The Lebialem person did not used to educate many of the female children.
Okay.
I think with the start of Seed of Wisdom, that changed.
Wow.
More females started going to school, especially since it was just in the locality.
Wow.
Yeah. Seed of Wisdom had set very good standards.
That's true.
In Cameroon, GCE, they were always having 100%. So that motivated the rest of the schools in Lebialem to follow through.
Okay.
The discipline.
That's true.
I think I will not say if you're a bad person or a bad student.
Yes.
They have made sure that they brought in the Christian values into their education.
Holistic.
Yes. So if you're a student who would not have survived and you went through Seed of Wisdom, I think you came up with some good standards.
Wow.
So those are some of the developments that they have done. They were able to acquire funding from Italy to boost enrollment or to boost the development, the teaching in Seed of Wisdom. So that school stands out as an exemplary school in Lebialem, and that's what my talk was about.
Okay.
I paid tribute to one of their principals, Ms. Jane.
Jane Dube.
Yes.
I heard about her.
Who gave her life for the service of the Lebialem people.
Oh my God.
Yeah, bad roads. Yeah.
And she died in an accident, I think.
Yes, it was an accident.
Oh.
They went shopping in China and they were returning to Fontaine and their car missed the track.
Oh.
And she was the unfortunate person who gave her life.
May her soul rest in peace.
May her soul rest in peace, yes. I met with the family.
Okay, in Rome.
Yes.
Wow.
And the way they like Lebialem, I don't know. And many of the Fokarinos or the Fokarin people, they always say, see Lebialem and die, or see Fontem and die.
Okay.
Because of the employment Kara had given them.
Exactly.
Yes. If they are there for God, if they are there for development, they believe that's a part of the world that really needs development.
Wow.
Yeah.
I went to Roca the Papa one day if I got missing. I
Yes.
took a bus. The
Yes.
bus was supposed to take me to where I was living. But I thought that every bus I see takes me to where I'm going. And behold, I found myself in Roca the Papa.
Yes.
So I was looking for any congregation to table. That was in 2011 when I just got to Rome.
Yes.
So coincidentally, I came into a Focolare movement house and I explained my problem. I said I was from Cameroon. They said, do you know from them? I said, it's by village.
I think the way Fontem is in their mind is
It's unforgotten. They have an admiration.
Yes.
I said,
they
yes,
really
I'm from
do.
there.
They really do.
They said, let me sit down. They gave me food.
Yes.
And then they gave me a map how I'm going to go back to 10 minutes and go to where I wanted to go to. So very, very, I will never forget. So from them, it's really
they are simple. They are very, very hardworking.
Okay.
Team effort.
Exactly.
This person is doing the dishes. This person is cooking. This person is.
Can you imagine?
I admire the way they live.
Their spirituality.
Yes.
So it's a spirituality.
There's no big or small.
Small. No, it's a spirituality of service.
Yes.
Not to be served, but to serve.
And to love.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And I think they brought that to Fontem some times ago.
Okay.
And they had this evangelization about trying to reconcile people, to make people love each other. The chiefs were even coming to service to work commonly with everybody.
Yes.
So they tried that for a while. But with the crisis at the moment, I really don't know how far that is going on. The whole place is now broken.
It's unfortunate.
It's very, very unfortunate.
The school that was producing.
Yeah, the hospital. And
in fact, I heard they've gone back to, they are no longer in Fontem.
No, they are not in Fontem.
How would they be?
And those who are in Fontem are the Fontem people who joined the movement and are helping. And Belanga is lucky that it's close to Nkemnji.
Okay.
And some of the activity like the church services are now taking place in Belanga.
I see. Wow. You know, the college has produced exceptional people like His Royal Highness, His Imperial Majesty from Kem.
From Kem is extra
1966 batch.
Yes.
And
that was
others.
the first batch.
Oh, was it?
I think
yes,
so.
He told me yesterday they were the pioneers.
Yes, 66 was when Cedar Wisdom started.
Wow, interesting.
Some students were day students and some were evening or afternoon students, and afterwards it merged.
Wow.
Started with a few students.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boys and girls, as I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I admire the way things happen in that school.
Cool.
Yeah. The teachers who came from all over.
About the world.
Yeah. And they recruited also for them people to teach them.
Exactly. There's Mr. Tom Beckham, who was a teacher there.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, I did not know Tom Beckham taught there.
Yeah, he taught English.
Oh, great.
So I'm so happy about that. They integrated also the people of the place.
They did. They integrated, brought people. Since Sase was one of those schools that
was well known.
Went to.
Exactly.
The first two principals in Cedar Wisdom came from Sase.
Oh.
Stumper and Cunningham.
Okay, I see.
And they were very proud to come be principals of Cedar Wisdom.
Interesting.
Since the very good students were not more living from them to go to Sase.
Oh, I see. Interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you for. So we really pray that this war is going to end, so that this college.
That it's everybody's prayer that the crisis will come to an end and we rebuild our home. Yeah, it's a senseless war. Nobody wins when you kill each other.
No. The worst thing is people can go back home to bury their dead.
Yes. Yeah. And we really don't know why we are killing each other. If we call ourselves people of one nation, why we intermarry, we have homes left and right.
A land of glory, land of promises.
We used to think Cameroon was Africa in miniature.
Exactly.
Yes.
It was well known, and people used to travel to Cameroon, but now nobody wants to go.
As a student, I went to Cameroon almost every Christmas season because that was good weather.
From the United States?
From the United States.
Wow.
I'm really, really deeply
patriotic.
Love for culture and so on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
But for the last 4 or 5 years,
I've not been able to
go to Cameroon. I don't see why I should go now when my life may not be secure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We really
said there's something very serious. I left Cameroon in January when the strikes were taking place and schools were being called off.
Okay.
Since then, I've not been back. Oh. Yes. There are friends who want to go to Cameroon with me. My white friends.
They want to go and see.
They want to go see this place, and I said, let's wait until we can all go and travel in peace. I don't just want to go to the French area. Okay. I want to be able to visit Fontaine freely.
And you were born there.
Where I was
born. So you know the place.
Yes.
Tell me more about Fond de Fond. Is that the first fund you ever saw?
Yes, that's the first fund I saw. I was not able to. I did not see so many. Okay. Yes, I grew up when the fund was in St. and we loved him. Okay. We used to go walk in the palace. He used to come talk to us. Oh, really? He was a simple, very down-to-earth guy.
Okay. What was his structure?
Not too tall.
Okay.
Yeah. Well built. Healthy.
Okay.
Yeah. You see him and you really know this is an authority.
Okay.
Yes.
It was felt when he was coming.
Yes. But he was down to earth.
Okay.
My father used to send me to take things to him or to go visit him. And I would be panting, what am I going to say or how am I going to talk to the phone?
That was in Amma, in Azia.
In Azia, yeah. Trekking distance from Nkemnji to Azia.
How many hours were you trekking?
Maybe 30 minutes.
Okay, not so far.
Not too far.
And you carry those things?
Yeah, you carry something to go give.
So how did you ever, did he have a secretary or how did you knock at the door? How was
he had a secretary, but the secretary was not there to entertain. You go through one of the chief's wives. Oh. Yes. They say, go give this to this mommy. This mommy will say, oh, Nkemnji has sent this, and the phone will call you to thank you and to bless you. And okay. Will make you feel
welcome.
And that fear will all go away.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I'm happy you have those memories.
I ended up marrying from the palace.
Can you imagine that? Wow, what a blessing.
He had a lot of brains. Wow. Yes, he had a lot of brains. Was humble and he attracted so many people to himself.
Was he involved in politics as we have?
Oh, no. At that time, multi-party politics had just started. Okay. And he said, oh, anybody who wants to go bring development to Lebialem or Lebialem or Fontaine, I will bless you. Okay. Yeah, so whether it was Nkemnji or Feudjio, he really did not mind. Okay. And he asked people to vote their choice, their conscience. Okay. Yes.
I see.
So he was really open-minded.
Wow. Yeah. So Feudjio was one of the erudite intellectuals at the time?
Yes. Wow. He was the MP. Oh. Yeah. He took over from Nkemnji.
I see.
And as far as politics is concerned, the Lebialem people have always been cheated.
Oh my God.
Nkemnji was vice premier. Okay. I think when they were moving, Feudjio to vice president, they needed somebody to take over from West Cameroon then. Okay. I think they passed Nkemnji and they gave it to either Joao or somebody else. Yes. And if he was vice, I think it was his place to be next.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he was not.
He was not selected. Yes. So I think that was. That was not good. Yes, that was not good. So Lebialem, to an extent, has always been neglected. I don't know why.
And even for it to be a division, it
was a big struggle. It was a nightmare. Yes. Even when Lebialem was playing politics in the SDF, Aswany, Freundly for some reason fell out with him.
Exactly.
And Aswany was the brain in the SDF.
He was Secretary General.
Yes, and when Freundly fell out with him, the SDF started going down. As I think everybody will know.
Oh my God. Yeah. May so rest in peace. Professor Emeritus was an erudite political guy.
Yes, yeah. He had the whole nation in mind.
Can you imagine? I'm saying press of the book, his memoir. I'm so happy he published. Thanks to your publishing company.
Yes, and we don't have a copy of that yet.
Oh.
But he had looked for somebody to publish his memoir, and we did not really see it. And we took upon ourselves to help bring it to life.
Oh my God.
And there is a lot of information in that book about his person, about Cameroon, about West Cameroon, about the politics, about a way forward for Cameroon. Yes. He was a nationalist. He was not so much somebody for Amba or West Cameroon. He was for all of Cameroon.
Okay.
But all his talk, all his writing fell on deaf ears.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately.
Oh. Yeah. I read many of his writings. He was a prolific writer.
Yes. Down to earth.
Down to earth, simple. The first one was Nkemnji, simple.
Yeah.
Talk to him.
Yeah, a big brain. They tried to bribe him with promotions, and I said,
no,
that's not my field. I just want to serve.
Wow.
Yeah. We invited him to come talk to the Lebialem in the US a number of times.
Wow.
And his speeches were always keeping us on our feet.
Oh my God.
If we had put into practice all
what
his advice, or I think we'll be somewhere else today. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But as you say, his memoir, once something is written, it's not something that will die tomorrow.
No, it will never.
Yeah. The book keeps being asked for, and I hope it changes some minds.
It will, unarguably.
Yeah.
So that was the first fund you ever met from the farm. You admired his authority, service, simple man, not into politics because he was a ruler of everybody. He didn't want to to be divided, you know. Wow. Yeah. What qualities did he have?
Justice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just man. He was a man. Yes. He didn't take sides.
Many cases were brought to the palace.
Okay.
And he would say it fairly.
Wow.
Yeah, he had clean hands.
Okay. Wow.
That's a quality I admire in him.
Wow.
He was really an authority. Many of these chiefs around who had successors who were still young.
That's true.
Because of the trust they had in him,
yes,
they brought the young successors to him to raise up.
Oh, really? Are there some examples?
Many. Faraka is one, a big fun.
Okay.
He was raised up in Mazi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And when he grew up to be a big man, they took him and installed him as the founder of Faraka.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite remarkable.
And others, not just Faraka, other chiefs.
Okay.
And Bekems and so on.
Wow.
There are people who their parents died when they were still very young, and they all grew up in
the palace. They were groomed by him.
Yes, they were groomed by him.
Wow.
Some actually took the name the Fang of Fontaine, and you think that these are children of Fontaine. No.
Okay.
He's just somebody who raised them up.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. So that was something I don't think anybody will forget. I hope the leaders of today can follow that example.
Wow.
That people will have trust in you.
That's true.
He was also a good medicine man.
Oh, so he could cure?
He could cure.
If you were sick?
He had those powers given by God. If you come in and you say this is happening, he'll be able to pray for you and to give you some medication that will get you here.
Wow, so he would take some leaves and...
Yes.
And I hear he did it free of charge.
Free of charge.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah. He
quite
could
remarkable.
Cure. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So with regards to, I've always wondered how the fun eat. What did he like to eat, by the way?
Oh,
if you remember.
No.
Did you ever see him eat?
No, you hardly see chiefs eat.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But he eats with his children, with his wives.
Okay. So he's a normal person.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Did he have farms too? Did he work?
Oh, yeah, he worked. He had a coffee farm, he had cocoa farm, he had, I don't know if he had a palm farm, but I know the his successor had one. No, yeah, he was very hardworking.
Okay.
Yeah. The students from Belay and government school for them used to go help clear his farm. Oh. And he would either kill a pig or a goat, entertain them, give them so many things.
Okay.
Yeah, he was generous.
So he was generous too.
Very generous.
Wow.
And very inviting.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite impressive.
He's a peacemaker. Yeah. People used to come bang with him.
Okay.
So yeah, I have this precious item I want to store in the palace. Wow. Until such a day that I may need it.
And he would take and keep.
He would take and keep. Yeah. Bring some money, he will tie it in a piece of paper or envelope.
And keep for you.
And when you come back to get it, it is exactly the way you gave it to him. Yeah.
So it was really...
The farm was good.
Oh,
and I'm glad I knew him.
Okay. And I'm so impressed that your company published a book on him.
Oh, sure.
I saw that book. I was so impressed.
Yes, published by Charles Taco.
Exactly.
And Michael Taco.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. That book is one of my best publications.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The pictures there are so colorful.
Colorful pictures, big volume.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
For some reason, our people don't read much.
That's the point.
But we know one day they will go back to that book for research.
Exactly. For citing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow. I'm so impressed of your...
There were so many contributors to the book.
There were so many. That's why the book was so
almost
important.
Everybody praising him for one thing or the other.
I was so impressed, Professor Nkemnji.
Yes.
He furnished all the letters.
Yes. Oh, yes. The correspondence with...
I was so impressed.
Yes. The exact copies were in
wow,
there.
exact copy and
with
the
his
type.
signature. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is really legacy.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed.
Yeah. I'm glad you have read that book.
No, I have. I don't just book for an interview with anybody. I have researched about you.
Thank you so very much.
I said I can't come to Wisconsin without speaking with Professor Dr. Nkemnji. It's not possible.
That's okay.
It's not possible.
You have written a lot, and I'm glad I finally met you.
I'm following the example.
Yes.
I'm really following the example, and you're doing a remarkable. What you're doing is really remarkable for Lebialem.
Yes, I'll keep doing that. Yes. Yeah. I think we need a lot of documentation in Lebialem. Yes.
We have a lot, but they're all oral.
Yes, they're oral.
So it's time to put them down.
Put them down, yeah. Either on the web or in print or video or audio or something. Yes.
Wow. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have for Lebialem's here in America, the bangers in America, especially the young?
Education is important.
Okay.
Do not forget where you have come from. Yes.
Okay. Education.
Yeah. It's good to have a mighty, beautiful home, a big car.
Exactly.
But think of if this big car goes home, will you drive on the road?
Good.
Your dad and your mom, what are they doing to survive? Where are they living? Let's not just go bury them and spend millions.
Exactly.
Let's give them a good life when we are still alive. Yeah,
that's quite powerful.
Yes. Let's work, but let's take a vacation. Let's rest. Okay. Let's reflect.
Not just work for 7 hours a week.
No, it's not important. If you have all the money in the bank and you are not able to sit down and enjoy with a friend, that money is not, yes. If the children are going to school, they come back and you're not able to look at their homework or to assist them.
It's quite sad.
Yes. Let's help raise our kids to know what is important.
Okay.
And what is important is those human values.
That's true.
Let them stay away from trouble.
Okay.
Because if your child gets into trouble with their white friends,
yes,
they may end up in jail.
That's true.
They may end up killed.
Oh my God.
So we need to impress that on our kids.
Okay.
That we are in a foreign land.
Yes.
that may not treat us as kindly as we want it to do.
That we should always think of where we come from, our roots.
Very important, yes.
Wow.
How am I contributing to that society that I love? Yeah. When I go back, how will the people receive me?
That's true.
Yes.
Wow. What of culture? You know, many of them come here, they don't want to, they laugh at some of us who put on traditional dresses. They don't feel comfortable. They don't want to promote or manifest their culture.
Sure, which is very bad.
Okay.
Which is very bad. But your culture makes you stand out, makes you respected.
It's your identity.
It educates others.
Good.
Yes. It makes them stick out.
Yeah. So where's he coming from?
Yes.
Like today, you saw today when we went into the post office.
Admiring, yes.
You see?
Exactly.
So that you from Nigeria? I said, no, I'm from Cameroon.
Cameroon. Yeah, and some have heard of Cameroon. Some are from Ghana and so on.
Because of what I was wearing.
It's good to be proud of who you are.
Okay.
Learn how to speak the language.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. We always hear stories about somebody will come in to investigate the mom or the dad, and the child will say, Papa, which you talk or so. Okay. And we instead tell the investigator what I did not want them to say, just because they could not communicate.
They could not understand the language.
Yes. So, UW-USA has this vision of helping teach to those who are of Nwe speaking, who are here, and they are doing well. Okay. They are networking with many others like
Justice Foka?
Yes, Foka has something back home at Nwe Institute.
Okay.
So whether you're in Kumba or Victoria or wherever, you want to make sure that your children are able to speak the Nwe. Unfortunately, we discovered that some of the children in, say, Limbe or Boya are not as curious about their culture as some of the children far away in the US.
That's true.
It depends on what the parents impress on them.
The family.
Yes.
I've met many who want to learn Bangwa.
For sure.
And they don't have the resources. They say, we are looking for a book.
Yes.
And in fact, the father Ngule constantly cares.
Yes, he has a number of videos online.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is so good.
We began a project.
Yes.
Yeah, on once a week we meet together, and I will be talking in English.
I recall. My children look at those tips and they are able to pick up.
Okay. I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
Many people use to follow.
I think it's important. Culture is very, very important. Yes.
He's now working on a dictionary, on a Bangla dictionary.
That is great.
Yeah, he's a man of culture, very erudite.
Yeah. There are so many talented people there, and if God has blessed you with something, turn around and bless others.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't just keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. I really wanted this interview to be in Bangla, but since you want people to understand.
Broad, yes, we have a broader audience.
Exactly.
Yes, that's okay. Yes.
So let's conclude with this very important figure here. You just said something very important that is good to remember our roots.
Yes.
And in fact, Bishop Jerome Feudjio is presently in Cameroon to celebrate his Thanksgiving masses.
Yes,
the first one,
being made bishop.
Can you imagine? The first one was in Chang, where he went as a refugee. Because he was born in Fonakoko, which is a village 30 minutes from Chang.
Yes. Because
of the Bamileke War, he fled.
Makiza. Yes.
He fled to Chang. So you see, this is what he has done is very remarkable.
Impressive. Yes. It's really, do not forget where you have come from. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm glad that he went to Cameroon.
He did.
And he's celebrated with the people there, and he may encourage one or two to say, oh, if he did it, I can do it too. Yeah.
Wow. So impressed. So what wishes do you have for him?
All the best. The church has to be diversified.
Okay.
And I think he's in a position to encourage others to come in.
With his mindset that has been broadened.
Yes, that's true. With all the struggles that he has gone through, I don't think it has not been an easy
journey. No, it has not been.
Where he is.
It has not been.
Yes.
He came to the
but
US.
God has blessed him, and I think he is going to bless others.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm impressed that he went to Cameroon to meet the bank, to say something.
And to thank them.
Yeah, to thank them too.
Because he's what he is thanks to the formation he had in Cameroon.
That's true. early formation.
From the education which we're talking about.
Yes, and I praise his parents
for
steadfastly encouraging him to go.
You see?
Many years ago, back home.
Okay.
If you said, told your parents you want to become a priest or religious, they will laugh at you.
Okay.
And there's no money, there's no love, there's no respect. Go become a big lawyer or
a medical doctor.
Become a medical doctor or a politician.
That's true.
Yes. But as we have discovered, every profession is very important.
Okay.
When I was teaching, my janitor used to be one of my very good friends.
Oh, really?
Because if they don't come clean the floor, take out your trash, then you know the importance of having friends. So everybody plays a role.
Exactly.
The police officer, the teacher,
the student,
the shoemaker,
the carpenter.
Yes. So as parents, always encourage your child to do what they are capable of doing, what they love to do.
Their hobby.
Yeah, their hobby.
And then discover
exactly. Sit down with them and talk to them.
Okay. What do you like doing? How can I?
Exactly. How can I help you? Yes.
Wow.
When I was a young child,
I
used to learn to play the guitar.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Wow.
And my grandfather encouraged me to do that.
Okay. And you kept on?
An old man like that.
Okay.
I kept on for a while.
Yes.
We used to organize dances and play local drums and so on.
Yes.
And Big Pa will always say, John, go, you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know where that wisdom came from.
Wow.
But I thank him for all the freedom and the liberty they gave me, the encouragement they gave me.
To discover
so we should be thanking his parents too.
Okay. Wow, that's important. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
So he's also been appointed the spokesman of the Africans in the United States. So you can see now Africans have a voice in the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops.
Sure.
So he has a great task. He's not only a bishop of St. Thomas in the US with the islands.
Yes.
In fact, he's now like the bishop of all Africans in the US, because before then we had no voice.
No, exactly.
Nobody was there to represent us in the bishops' conference. So we have him.
Yes.
So he has a great task ahead of him.
He has a task ahead, that's true. And being who he is,
yes.
going back to, I know he will reach out and seek the support of those Africans who are around, who can lend credible support or credible information to him.
Wow.
I know he will reach out.
So which sort of people do you encourage him to reach out to? Ambassadors? African ambassadors?
No. Everybody.
Everybody. No distinction.
No, everybody. Yes. Let him have an open door policy.
Mind and
except with technology today.
It's easy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Let people express their view. The church needs to diversify.
I'm very happy you keep on insisting on that diversification.
It's very important. It's very important.
Wow.
Yes. It's very important. If you're in education, you know that's important.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't want to leave any resources on top.
Okay. So let it be diversified.
Yes.
Because unity in diversity.
That's true.
Wow.
And again, that's what Kiara believed in.
Exactly. That's why different religions
try to come together. Yes.
Wow.
Because they have a common goal.
Exactly.
Instead of infighting.
No.
Yeah. We talked about women's education in Lebialem.
That's true.
Now a parent will value the daughter just as much as they value the son. Yeah. You don't know what they are able to contribute. Yeah.
Sorry. That diversity, it's really.
And I think it's important.
It can be a topic of a book, diversity.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. In all spheres.
Wow.
Yeah. Different persons have different talents, and you don't want to leave any segment of society out.
And that's why you particularly relate this to priesthood. We have priests back home who are so talented, but they can't do certain things. Not too much.
Yes, because they are held down.
Oh my God.
Nobody had done it before.
Okay.
Yeah. Etienne got into trouble because he was held down.
You see? He was doing well, healing people, doing the work of a priest.
Sure. Mm-hmm. And I know some other religious people who have gotten into trouble because they are held down.
Oh my God.
Or because their families are too rich and they support them and they want to do things.
Okay.
So, oh no, we can't be in this parish, you must go here and do this. You must be obedient. You must toe the line. Yes, that broad-mindedness is not there. That diversity is not there.
You know, this point on obedience of the priest must be obedient.
I believe that, but
is it stupid obedience?
Good. That's the question.
No, it's important.
Yes, I don't want to go talk rudely to my bishop.
Good. I respect him.
Yes, but I want to tell him, why can't we try it? Why can't we do this?
Good.
This is going to bring more to the people.
And that was why Father Chen founded the Maranatha group, because of the Pentecostal churches that were infiltrating and taking over the Catholic Church. So he founded Maranatha so that those Catholics who were going to Pentecostal churches
could come back. And many of them came back
many.
Many. Yes. Say, oh, I go to Mass and I sleep. No. Oh, I have a plan. Can I help me? No. Yes. So,
dear bishops of Burma, Ecclesiastical and bishops worldwide, this is an important point.
I think it's an important
point. The
point.
priest is a priest, but he's a man. He's a human being with talents, and those talents are all meant for the church.
Exactly.
So let's give them the opportunity
to
study, to do research.
Yes.
Not only to say Mass.
No, saying Mass is just part of their formation.
Exactly.
Yes.
Wow.
We're talking about deacons.
Exactly.
Who get married and still
good. That's another important point.
Yes. When I went to church and I saw my deacon doing almost everything
that the priest does.
Yes. But they are married with their family.
They have their family.
And that's their calling.
You see.
And they are devoted to that.
Coincidentally, I had an interview with the first English-speaking permanent deacon,
yes,
Dr. Niba, in Chicago.
Yes.
And that was his experience. And he went back to Cameroon in 2007 after being ordained. It was breaking news. People could not understand whether he was from the Catholic Church. But it was an interview he had to tell them.
Because someone needs to break open that cycle.
Exactly.
Like the Fokai who came to Lebialem.
You see?
We knew that whites were reverend, priests.
Yes.
But these other whites
were married
and so married as simple, do this.
Okay.
You don't know you can still serve in any capacity.
You must not be a priest.
You must not be a priest. Yes. They did not do a good job communicating their style of life, their way of life. And the Lebialem culture did not also try to find out who they were.
Oh my
we just felt like this were some type of new priest.
Oh really?
I don't want my picking to be a priest.
Oh my God.
You don't know you are serving God, you are serving humanity. Yeah. Some of them were working in the hospitals, some were working in the sawmill or oil mill or electric, different things.
Oh my God. What you have said is very important. You know, late Cardinal Tome, before passing on, I interviewed him in Douala. That was 20th of October 2020. And he said, it is not the state that sanctifies.
Yes.
That means it doesn't matter whether you're a priest, a bishop, a lay person, but it is fidelity to the state.
Which is true.
What matters is the fidelity in your state. If you're a lay person,
and you are doing what you are supposed to do, you are serving.
You're serving the gospel
faithfully.
That is what will take you to heaven. That is sainthood.
Look at what our catechists did.
Oh my God.
They did a lot for us.
My God, they were more than priests.
Yes.
Trekking for
education, but they did a lot. They spread the gospel.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite remarkable.
Yeah. If we had that in prayer at home, that deacons can get married and still serve, I think we may have more followers, more deacons at home than we currently have.
So the permanent deacon, Dr. Niba, then had an interview, and the Archbishop of Bamenda then, Archbishop Cornelius Eswa, was interviewed, and he was asked, why don't we have this here? He said, well, we need time because of the different cultures. In the United States, permanent deacons have their job.
Sure.
So they don't depend on the church.
What is different cultures?
I said there's nothing different, because back home in Cameroon, we have people who have retired.
Yes.
Who have money.
Serve. Yes.
But they want to serve.
Yes.
So it's not a matter of, well, we don't need them here because we have enough priests. No, it is an office. So I'm thinking of really crusading for permanent diaconate in the ecclesiastical process. It is an office, and there are people who are married who can do the work, who can preach, and in fact, it is a great means of evangelization through the family.
Especially with the shortage of religious people.
Exactly.
Yes. I know the politics in church has to die somehow. If you're a deacon, you are going to be a priest, and you are not obeying to the letters blindly.
Yes.
They can keep you there for many years.
I've had many cases.
Yes, I know some cases.
Okay.
They want to frustrate you to see if that's your calling or if you pack your bags and go.
So you really have...
But it should not be that way.
No. It's not politics.
Yes, it should not be. Exactly. It should not be. That's not the way to try you.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm so happy you are experiencing this matter. So you've heard a lot of people who have gone through this and suffered.
I have friends who are priests who have gone through a lot of suffering.
Oh.
And some just decide to give up.
Okay.
Which is not too good.
Oh. The church, which is mother and teacher, should
exactly.
not do that.
Should
the
not
mother
do
does
that.
not test his children.
No, they should encourage you.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, you want to accept everybody.
Okay.
And form them and reform them and help them.
And give them opportunity if they make a mistake.
And support them.
Oh my God. With the talent they have.
They have. Not everybody runs into the priesthood.
No.
If you look at the fathers, they are usually very talented.
No, they are.
Yes. They usually are very, very talented.
So you are doing a very wonderful project now. You are trying to get some documentation for all the priests from where?
Lebialem, yes. That may help motivate others.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm trying to explain why there was no flock of the Bama people into the Fokari movement.
Oh.
It was just a simple misunderstanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ignorance.
Ignorance. That's
Which
true.
is a lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
This is going to be a very important project, and I resolve to support you on Agri for that, to get those the archive.
Yes. Yeah. I know I will get it. I am somebody who does not give up.
Okay. I'm very impressed.
Yes. Once I have a good project,
yes,
I struggle and work hard
to get to your destination.
Yes.
Nobody can stop you.
No, yes. I'm looking for pictures, I'm looking for text, I'm looking for literature, and I think there will be acknowledgement from all those who have assisted.
Okay.
Yes. I'm doing it for our people. I'm not doing it for myself.
Everything you're doing is for your people, the service, and the publication of this book is for the future generation.
Exactly, yes.
Other people would just stop reading and say, oh, I'm retired, so I don't do anything, but you have kept on, and that's...
If the energy is still there, I can go. You cannot imagine what this publication have done to my children. They now know where they come from, and they want to learn as much as they can.
Oh my God.
Yes.
This is so remarkable.
Without the crisis at home, they will want to go home almost every year.
Every year. Wow, I see. So, Dr. Nkemnji, you spoke about the Bangla language. So, apart from the books that have been worked on, many people are researching in the Bangla Institute. Don't you think that video classes, because we have Bangla people who know the language.
Yes.
Why can't they produce videos as well as I have been doing with LECA?
There are quite a good number of videos online
already.
Now. Yes.
On YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube.
On the where?
Yes. One lady in Yaoundé is doing it.
Okay.
Becha is doing it.
Wow.
They even have some forums for just teaching English.
Okay.
Yeah, but that forum, I think it's for those who really know a lot. There they are talking big, and it's not for a young child to come in and learn English.
Okay, so your advice would be that
go systematically, have an educational program.
That's true.
Let's start somewhere
and end somewhere,
and include the culture. Okay. Language is not in a vacuum.
No, it's in a culture.
Yes. Why do we do this? Why do we do? Why do we eat this? How do we prepare this?
So the government of Cameroon thought that the present crisis was because of language. That's why they founded this commission for bilingualism. So it's more than that. It's a cultural.
Yeah. They are farm. They are not looking at the real problem. Yeah. They are not looking at it. It's not French English.
Okay, it's deeper.
Yes, deeper than that.
Culture of the people.
Yes.
People.
What are we learning, and how is that learning helping us grow or improve ourselves and our society? Yeah, they have not yet looked into that.
So grateful for this time you accorded to me for this interview.
I'm happy that you visited, and It's a pleasure meeting you. I admire your writings, and you're a big resourceful person. I will keep in touch, and I think our partnership will do something for the community.
No, it will.
I hope.
It will, because we are out for that. We are not for ourselves.
No, we are not for ourselves.
We give our time for the.
I have enough to live well and retire well, but I still want to write and do things that I think others can help.
You are leaving a legacy, a literary legacy, gentlemen. As you can see here, so many books. So don't forget, if you have books to publish, anything about publication, don't forget to contact Dr. Nkemnji. He'll be so happy to advise you, because he has a lot of experience with this. He didn't start this today.
Sure. If I don't publish, I will help edit or direct to a cheaper source or a better source, depending on what you have to do.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nkemnji. God bless you. May you have may you continue to enjoy your retirement.
Enjoy the trip.
Amen.
And contribute to the development of our people.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Oh.
Yes, it's a pleasure meeting you. I brought just a few books which were about Lebialem.
Okay.
And I ran home and I was just able to grab all
I'm so impressed. I'm so grateful.
There are many more online.
No, I can imagine.
Yes.
So then, don't forget the website. He's going to give us the website again, Dr. Nkemnji.
Professor Press.
NGTpress.com. If you go there, you find many more books, and you can contact Professor Nkemnji there. So thank you very much for having listened. I hope it enlightened you, and may God bless you and all of you who are listening.
If you have any story to tell, please don't shy away. We'll assist from start to finish.
Okay.
Yes, and your story may mean a lot to somebody else. You never can tell.
Until you tell it.
It is common or simple, but people are out there longing for knowledge. People want to learn. People want to grow.
Wow. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Any last words?
I should be thanking you for coming and for talking and for all what you have done. Yes.
God is doing it.
Within the church, within the society, and so on. I really praise your effort.
God is doing it.
Yes.
We are just instruments.
Effort.
As you
the
said.
Languages you can speak. When I went around with you, you were able to fit in and go, and it makes people respect you if you respect their culture and if you can talk in their language.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very important.
I see. I was telling His Imperial Majesty Fonkem that it was him who inspired me to get into languages. Because when my brothers were being baptized,
he was a translator in French, English. Exactly. I know, yes.
So in 1991, when my brothers were being baptized, he was the interpreter of that occasion.
Yes.
In fact, the fund from Jifa was there for that occasion. So I admired the way he was translating from English to French. And that, as a child, I was so inspired to learn languages.
Yes.
So that's how it is, as you were saying.
Yeah.
We learn from others. So share your story, as you just concluded.
Yeah.
Share your story. If you have a story to say, share it, and somebody will or might learn something from it.
Somebody will learn. Okay. I went to Nkemnji sometimes.
Okay.
We donated some books to the schools at home.
Oh.
And we're giving a speech. Actually, Marfo Fontaine was giving a speech.
I see.
And somebody was translating it. I don't know if she was speaking in the dialect.
Okay.
Yes, and because we had the DOs and all these other workers from out of area.
Yes.
Somebody had to translate it
into English. Okay.
And on Kamason, Sabbatical.
Oh, really?
So she would say something, and what she was really saying was critical of the administrators.
Yes.
That Sabbath would try to paint it.
Oh my God, which is wrong.
And I saw her, she would repeat what she had said. She retreated. I said, this woman is strong.
Because the woman understood what she was saying.
Oh, sure.
So, and did
she
not
was bilingual and she did not agree with the translation.
So she repeated.
Say it exactly.
Wow.
Let it come. It's from me. It's not from you.
Exactly.
Yes.
Wow.
So when we talk about translation, I think it's important.
No, it's extremely important.
that you don't color it.
No.
You say it the way it's supposed to be said.
Why are people afraid?
Yes. So I will never
forget that.
Okay. I looked at her and said, this woman is strong.
Until the man translated
the man said it exactly, and everybody started laughing.
Oh, really?
And it was a big learning experience.
Okay.
It was a big learning experience. And I mean, that thing stuck with me. Wow. I was there as a visitor.
Okay. And you understood both?
I understood
exactly.
both. I understood the politics in it.
Oh my God.
Yes.
No, people should not involve politics and culture.
We had donated some books to the group.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think she was advising her administration how to go on and a few things.
Yes.
And we were trying to put it in a more palatable way. Yes, without giving exactly that information. So translation is important.
Okay, translation language.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
it's important.
I'm so impressed. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for your contribution, and may God bless you.
I hope our time will touch somebody and somebody will learn one or two things.
Yeah, of course, I believe so.
Yeah, and with this world of technology, I'm usually online.
Okay.
If you go to my website, you can communicate with me. Okay. I'm an educational consultant and media consultant. Okay. So it must not necessarily be publishing.
No.
I've written a lot of recommendations for friends who want a job or want to go to school.
You see.
I think I'm out there to help as much as.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Professor Nkemnji. May God bless you.
Thanks a lot. And have a safe trip back.
You too.
Yeah.
May you enjoy your retirement with long life, good health.
I am enjoying. God has been kind.
Okay.
With the pandemic, we have all been safe and well and strong and keep going.
Okay, I'm so happy
I'm really happy.
Okay.
Yes,
that's good.
I'm really happy. I do not just want to retire and start drinking.
Exactly.
When the energy is still there and when the knowledge is still there.
Thank you, Professor.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.